Hi, I'm Doug Tallman, and I'm here with Richard Banach, who is the Republican candidate for District 1 for the County Council. He won his primary last night, unopposed, correct?
Yep.
And so talk to us about why you want the job.
Well, first of all, I'm happy to be here. I want the job for a couple of reasons. I'm bringing up a lot of unorthodox issues, things that the council may not necessarily view as a high priority: education, protection of the environment, and also getting money out of politics. At a glance, those don't really seem like conservative points, but I'm bringing back some old Rockefeller Republican-esque values in my thought process on how to make our county a better place. So in regard to education, we need a lot of updating and reform in our system. Just a few examples, I'm a big believer in trade schools. I'm a big believer in increased spending on computer science and IT programs, and also reviewing the incentive structure for students to learn, which I think has been slightly neglected. In regard to the environment, and this also ties into electoral reform, the environment and fighting back against climate change is going to be a battle of my generation, and I'm a big believer and supporter of what the council's done in regard to protecting the environment. However, since a lot of the county council's candidates are getting money from the development industry, I feel as though that might hinder their ability to also take the steps necessary to protect the environment. So, for example, I'm a big supporter of the Poolsville Ag Reserve. And with the amount of money that's coming in from development, from the development industry, I don't necessarily know if I can trust those Democrats to protect the Ag Reserve. And yeah.
Okay. So at 20, right, you're the youngest candidate probably on the ballot.
I think so.
Why should you be selected for the county council this election?
I think it comes down to the fact that I represent a group that's underrepresented in our county, and that's young people. The majority of the council is made up of people in their late 50s and 60s, and I'm sure they have tons of experience, which a lot of the current council members definitely do. However, they don't. They're not necessarily viewing the issues that are facing my generation in the same way that a younger person would. And this ties back to education policy and the importance of smart education reform, promoting computer science classes and IT classes, future industries that are going to be where our economy is moving to.
So one of the big issues in District 1 is the county's monopoly on liquor sales. Mm-hmm. How do you fall on that?
So, well, first of all, I'm under 21. So, that's an issue that doesn't affect me right now. There will be risks if we just jump into privatization right away. If I was elected, I'd move towards, a slow process of moving towards privatization, just so you don't, shock the market. So I don't support the county's current monopoly, but I also don't support just quickly just changing it right away. You kind of have to ease into it.
Okay. That's interesting. You'd be the only council member who isn't legal.
It's true.
Okay. What other issues from District 1, the environment and education are countywide issues? What issues from District 1 are you focusing on?
So, in regard to just District 1, I think we need more dog parks. A lot of people in the Bethesda area, the Chevy Chase area, because of all the rentals that are coming up, or residential housing that's being built, there's a lot more residents, and they don't really have a place to walk their dogs and stuff, and so they go into neighborhoods, and they don't always pick up after their dog. Little issues like that. Certain things that aren't always brought up, that's what I'm going to focus on. In regard to traffic issues and traffic congestion, I'm someone who will think differently, and I might be wrong, but I'd like to be able to test my ideas against, or not against, but test my ideas with the help of experts within the county council and the bureaucratic institutions to just see if my ideas would work. One of which would be, why don't we look into increasing the speed limit by 5 miles per hour, like work on the light timing, I will try to think of different ways to solve traffic problems and overpopulation problems.
Okay, so when you say increase the speed limit by 5 miles an hour, are you talking about like residential streets, or are you talking about River Road, or are you talking about Wisconsin Avenue?
I mean, definitely not residential areas, but more so for River Road, Wisconsin Avenue, the bigger streets, because that's generally where the most traffic congestion is.
Okay. So there's been a lot of talk about the Bethesda downtown plan over the last year. Have you read it? What do you think of it?
I'm currently, I haven't, made up my mind. I'm currently evolving on a lot of issues, and one of which is the Bethesda downtown plan. I haven't, made my final decision. I haven't met with all the interest groups that I believe I need to meet with before I, make a statement on this issue. So. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Of course, Bethesda Marriott has just broken ground. What do you think of that particular project?
You're referring to
the new headquarters building.
The new headquarters being built. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have an opinion. I just thought it was. I'm just curious about, I mean, I think this also ties into Amazon and like corporations basically kind of holding local areas hostage for incentive packages and stuff like that. It kind of ties into a bigger issue. I'm for Marriott staying in our county, which I think is great. However, I'm also wary of other corporations like, Amazon, who want these large incentive packages that don't necessarily force them to stay in our county, past when the tax breaks end. So it's like, I don't really have an opinion on that.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Mr. Banach, for being with us. This has been another interview with any of the candidates who survived Tuesday's primary.